Our next guest made what is probably the most memorable play, at least for me, of the NFL playoffs so far this season. He's Stefon Diggs, and he joins us thanks to Old Spice's Red collection of premium scents designed to help guys everywhere step up their scent game without breaking the bank. Stefon, thank you so much for being with us, and I'm glad you stay fresh.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. It seems like every time I talk to you guys, I got on my Old Spice shirt. So
yeah, we see what it is. Get that money. All right, can you please tell us what was going through your mind when you made that catch against the Saints and saw the end zone there in front of you?
Oh, it was crazy. You know, it was one of those moments where I was actually trying to play smart and get out of bounds, but I felt like a whiff by me. So I tried to stay up after that and make something happen. But it was so crazy because, you know, you don't plan things to happen that way. I was trying to make the smart play, and it kind of worked out in my favor.
Well, listen, I give you major props because obviously, you know, you were cognizant enough to make sure you stayed in bounds and you got the touchdown. And obviously, I think that you got a lot of talent. But I consider it to be the luckiest play maybe I've ever seen. Well, I mean, what do you have to say about that stuff? I mean, to me, it can't get much luckier than that.
Oh, I would say, you know, it's kind of it can go two ways. You know, you can say it's luck that the guy missed. You know, you can say that it's luck that I caught the ball. You can say it's luck that I stayed in bounds. You know, it's kind of hard because, you know, all those things require somewhat of a little bit of skill. So I wouldn't say it's all luck, but I would say more so God. You know, He blessed me. I was highly favored in that situation. I tell you that to work out
Stefon,
as good as it did.
You did catch the ball, though, right? Like, that part's not luck.
No
then
luck.
the real question, if you want to call it luck, because if you get out of bounds, you kick the field goal, right? So the real question is, do you get out of bounds? Did the way can you assume that he could have tackled you in bounds, or did you have a plan for how you were going to get out of bounds? What do you think? If he tackles you properly, do you get out of bounds, yes or no? And if so, how?
Well, I had a plan. I took a snapshot as I was running towards him. I knew he was the only guy there, so I was going to stop and high point the ball. I wasn't going to catch it, toe drag, or however else catch the ball and go out of bounds. I was going to high point the ball, plan for the contact, and fight to get out of bounds. I had a plan. It was just that, seeing that he didn't even try to wrap up, he whiffed, so I felt it. And that's when I tried to stay up and keep it going. But I had a plan initially to fight my way to get out of bounds. I was going to get out of bounds, I felt. That's why I tried to stop and high point the ball. But it kind of worked out in my favor. That high point and made him kind of misjudge it a little bit. So it worked out.
The euphoria, the joy, everything else. Hold on, Max.
Anyway.
The euphoria, the joy, all the emotions from that victory. How much, if at all, did that factor into what happened to y'all the following week in the NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles?
I would say it didn't have anything to do with it. You know, it was a new week. You know, going into those practices, going into the next week, everybody still wanted to get things done and, you know, have good practice and perform well on Sunday. It's just, you know, I keep it plain and simple. You know, we came to play, they came to win. You know, and you know, we didn't do everything that we needed to do offensively to try to eliminate a lot of things that happened. You know, we had like 4 or 5 turnovers. We got to the red zone multiple times. And it just didn't go as planned, you know, as if our first drive was good. Our first drive, we drove down, scored, got points, and, you know, we wish we would have kept that going, and we just didn't.
Yeah, what can you peel away? What can you take away from this that you guys can learn from and apply in the future? Because as you said, you come out, you hit him in the mouth, you jump out to a touchdown lead early. You seem to have everything you need, the offense, the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you guys were going to win the Super Bowl heading into that Eagles game. What do you take away from that experience?
Definitely considering how that first game went, you know, with the Saints and the emotional roller coaster that we had that game and coming out on top the way that we did. You know, it was, you know, we were on a good run at least. And I would say the most that we take from was learning experience, you know, to get to that point and the margin of error is so small. And the way that we did lose was just, you know, just downright. For us, you know, that's embarrassing because, you know, we didn't plan for it to happen that way, and we had bigger plans. Everybody had bigger plans, but you know, at the end of the day, the margin of error is so small that, you know, you need to capitalize on everything.
Max, you mentioned the Super Bowl. Stefon, I'm standing here at the Little Caesars First Take Super Bowl pick board. So I'll ask you, who do you have winning the game? Let me grab your head here. A nice headshot. Who do you have winning the game and why?
I can't pick a side.
Oh,
You know,
come
he was only
on.
played for
Don't
one
do it to
team,
me.
but I
Come
can
on.
give you. I'm gonna give you both sides. Nick Foles had his best game against us. You know, he came out and performed really well. He made the throws. He did everything a quarterback needs to do. The defense played really well against us as well. You know, we moved the ball. We didn't capitalize in the red zone. I'm playing for the Patriots to probably be finishing drives. You know, no matter how they do it, they're going to finish drives, and you know, the defense is going to try to stop the run and make Nick Foles make decisions. You know, they had a lot of RPOs against us, and you know, he was just making some great throws. He did everything he had to do at the quarterback position. He had his best game, I would say, against us, and I wanted to see it again. It's going to be a great game to watch, especially to see Tom Brady play against that defense and to have success.